So go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll go from there, okay? What do you do? You play team ball, so you're pretty good at it, yeah?
Yeah.
So tell me what did you play this summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like playing first base? Yeah, you guys must have a lot of fun. How many kids are on your team that you know? A couple, 3 or 4? Yeah. Do you have a favorite? Did you have, how many teams are there? Are there like 4 or 5 different teams that we play? Like there's a group of right in the field. So, do you think you're going to keep playing? Yeah. Where are you in school? Yeah, so you're getting ready to go back to school pretty quickly. Are you excited about that? So there's my quote for the morning. So Mom, right? So can you introduce yourself? So this is kind of fun, obviously. The kids out in Plattsburgh seem to be finding good ways to get kids involved in town and activities.
Yes, they're awesome.
And it's a great way to take advantage of money for all the time.
Okay, yep, I'm ready.
Okay, let's stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'd like to call this meeting of the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board to order for August 18, 2014. Roll call, please.
Bernie Bassett,
Here.
Martin Manick,
Here.
Michael Cashman.
Here.
Gerard Renadette.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
Rick Collins.
Resolution number 266, approving the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of July 28th and August 4th, 2014 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Martin Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Next on my agenda, we have a couple of things this evening. We have some young folks with us for some special commendation. Without further ado, we'll ask Aaron Pangborn to come forward and lead the way. I see some family members with cameras will make a real effort to have your favorite star slow down up front so you can get a photo before they sit down.
Good evening. My name is Erin Pangborn, and I am the Recreation Program Coordinator for the town. We have recently finished our summer baseball-softball program and would like to recognize several participants for their outstanding commitment and sportsmanship throughout the season. Overall, our whole summer season was a huge success, but we would like to acknowledge those players who have been positive role models for their fellow teammates and opponents. Our Most Dedicated Player Award goes to individuals who demonstrate these qualities as well as go beyond what we ask of them. The following players lead by example on and off the field, and that is why the Recreation Department feels these participants are highly deserving of the Most Dedicated Award. We hope that this will reinforce positive behavior for all participants in the future. All of these players' coaches had nothing but positive comments to say about these players. We are very proud that these kids are a part of our program. When I call your name, I'll have you come up and receive your award, and we'll have you turn around and look at Ricky over there. and your parents can take a picture if they would like. So first off, from our Cumberland Head Grasshopper softball team, Sophie Miller. Good job.
Yep.
From our Cumberland Head Pee Wee softball team, from one of our Cumberland Head Pee Wee softball teams, Madison Strett. From our other Cumberland Head Pee Wee softball team, Carolyn Seymour. From our Katyville Grasshopper softball team, we had two players that were equally deserving of our Most Dedicated Award. So first off, Olivia Squire. Good job. And also from our Katyville Grasshopper softball team, Reagan Mulverhill. And unable to attend tonight from our Katyville Pony Baseball team, Eric DeLutis. He's actually at a soccer practice right now, but congratulations to him. From our East Morrisonville Grasshopper Baseball team, Sebastian Dandro Pellerin. And lastly, from our East Morrisonville Pee Wee Baseball team, Justin Bedard. I also would like to thank all of our parents of our recipients tonight for dedicating your time this summer. Our programs continue to be a success because of participants and parents like you. Thank you for your continuous support.
Thank you, Erin. We often seem to make mention of our recreation programs for residents of all ages. We just are very proud of what the department's done and appreciate your time and effort with these youngsters. Some of the parents I know have been here prior. I still have to say it. There's some really key things, and one is, of course, our coaches. We just, I don't even know, do you know offhand how many coaches we have and all the different programs and volunteer? And
I know for soccer we have 23 teams and probably 19 different coaches.
for just soccer. And it's outstanding. I mean, we could not do the programs without the coaches. And I bet we have some coaches here. Who's a coach? This sport, one of the others? Sure, you're here with your players. That's great. We really appreciate that. There's just no other way. And for the parents. Been there with the kids, and if you've got more than one involved, you're running multiple directions, carpooling, trying to cover all the bases. But what you're doing for these young people is just phenomenal. What you're modeling for them, you've got to believe that one day history will repeat itself with your grandchildren, because you showed them what was more important than eating a normal meal together at a normal pace at night, because we had to get out there and play and practice. It really is a commitment. But we appreciate all that you do as well, so thank you very much. And it really warms the heart to see so many parents come out for half a dozen youngsters. Parents, friends, neighbors, aunts, uncles. It really is important. It's not just important to the body and the mind, but what you're doing for their development. So thank you. Keep up the good work. I failed to mention, I think at the very beginning, some of you I'm sure know, this will be on Hometown Cable. You'll get a chance to DVR it. record it, send it to someone who couldn't make it tonight, so look for that as well. I don't know if anyone else has anything to say before we move along. We do appreciate it, and it is a quality part of a program. I see a couple waving hands back there.
Bernie, it'll also be on YouTube.
And it will be on YouTube, compliments of Mrs. Blake.
In the town.
And the town, yes. To be YouTube as well. With that said, I've got one more special item, and I'm not sure, is David Rabideau here this evening? Mr. Rabideau, Fireman Rabideau. I didn't think so. We have something kind of special for him because he was caught doing an outstanding job professionally, and his role maybe saved a home and others from burning. So I'm going to refrain from doing that proclamation this evening until we can get him here. So with that said, we know you need to get to Harrigan's, you have a couple other things to do, so if you'd like to stay, you're welcome. Otherwise, we're going to take a short break and let those of you who need to leave do so. Thank you for coming. Marty, is that something maybe you can follow up and see if we can get them
Yeah.
at the next one?
I'll
I'd like to-
chief again and find out what happened.
Yeah, I'd like to do it when it's a regular meeting and being taped and everything. So we'll just sit on that proclamation. That'll give us a chance to get Tom's signature as well. So it's not all bad.
So the next one would be the 1st of September. That's Labor Day. Are we
So
meeting on
we're
Labor
going to be
Day?
on the 2nd.
We're gonna meet on the
We'll
second,
meet Tuesday the 2nd.
Well, that might work, but I think they have a meeting on Mondays. Well, I don't know what they'll do on next.
Every Monday night they have a work session.
They
You
do?
know where they is.
So that's probably what happened. It's, yeah, we didn't know that, but we can certainly do it on Tuesday, which is a conflict with the, where is Tuesday? Okay, I think we're ready to roll on, to continue on. Resolution 267, abstract 8B.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 8B-14, 1467 to 1565 for $242,646.01, and abstract 8B-14, 292 to 310 prepays in the amount of $733,576.92 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman,
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 268, Codes and Zoning Department monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Stephen Imhoff, Code Enforcement Officer for the month of July 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Manick, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 269, Highway Superintendent's monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from James Woods, Superintendent of Highways for the month of July 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 270, Parks and Recreation Department monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Melody Defiant, Recreation and Youth Director for the month of June 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, Carried, the resolution carries. Resolution 271, Planning Department Monthly Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Phil Von Bargen, Planning and Engineering Department Head for the month of August 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cass,
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 272, Supervisors Monthly Financial Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a supervisor's financial report for the month of July 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cass.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 273, Town Clerk's Monthly Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Rick Collins, Town Clerk, for the month of July 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
So,
Mr. Cashman, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cass.
yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 274, Water Wastewater Department's Monthly Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Scott Stoddard, Water and Wastewater Director, for the month of July 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cass.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 275, accepting the resignation from William Glidden.
Whereas William Glidden, Deputy Town Historian, has submitted a letter of resignation announcing his intent to retire. And whereas his knowledge and background of military affairs has brought much expertise to the office and to the journals of the town of Plattsburgh's history. And the town board, with appreciation for many years of service to the town, accepts his resignation. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisor to send a letter of appreciation on behalf of the town board, thanking Mr. Glidden for his dedication and years of service to the town in his capacity placed on file Mr. Glidden's letter of resignation and retirement. And be further resolved, the copies of this resolution be given to the finance manager, town historian, and a copy be placed in Mr. Glidden's file.
A motion.
Mr. Supervisor,
Yes.
can I ask that the resolution be moved and seconded by all members of the board?
I certainly think that would be more than appropriate. Everyone okay with that?
Yes.
I would like to just offer some discussion as well and say that this resolution barely scratches the surface as far as what Mr. Glidden has given to the town of Plattsburgh in the short time that he's been serving as deputy town historian. He brought invaluable amount of information and knowledge to the position, did it without any remuneration, excuse me, we are definitely going to miss him. We're going to miss having him here and serving in that capacity.
I would also add in the resolved, it says to give to the finance manager, the town historian, and placed in Mr. Glidden's file, but not a copy to him. I think that should also go to him as well with the letter.
Yeah.
And I would echo Gerard's sentiments. I've had a number of conversations with him, and just the time and energy that he's put into it, and the passion in which he speaks about history and the Adirondack coast is very admirable, so.
Duly noted. Anyone else have any other comments? If not, as indicated, we will ask for a roll call.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cass.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 276, contract number 1, Route 3 and Sorrel Avenue Pump Station periodic estimate payment number 1.
Whereas resolution 1492-1492, the town of Plattsburgh previously awarded to Stephen Fuller Incorporated the bid to provide work on the Route 3 and Sorrel Avenue Pump Station. Whereas LaBerge Engineering Consulting Group and Scott Stoddard, Director of the Water and Wastewater Department, have reviewed the periodic estimate for payment number 1 as indicated. Therefore be resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to make that is a gross amount of $275,587.05, less retainage of $13,779.35, making a total request for $261,807.70 for periodic estimate number 1, dated August the 8th, 2014, to Stephen E. Fuller Excavating Incorporated, 8 Chesterfield Street, Post Office Box 386, Keysville, New York, 12944. And it be further resolved that payment be made from the 2013 Water and Wastewater Budget Account, Sorrel Avenue, for $115,503.24, and Route 3 for $146,304.46. And that a copy of this resolution be given to the Director of Water and Wastewater Department, Finance Manager, and Stephen E. Fuller Excavating Incorporated.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion? Roll call.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman,
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 277, contract number 1, Route 3, Sorrel Avenue Pump Station Change Order number 1.
Whereas Resolution 14-92, the town of Plattsburgh previously awarded to Stephen E. Fuller Incorporated a bid to provide work on the Route 3 and Sorrel Avenue pump stations. Whereas LaVerde Engineering Consulting Group and Scott Stoddard, Director of the Water and Wastewater Department, have reviewed the proposed change order number 1 as indicated. Therefore be resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to accept change order number 1 in the total amount of $4,616.58 for the Sorrel Avenue pump station and Route 3 pump station dated August 6, 2014 from the 2013 Water and Wastewater Budget Account, Sorrel Avenue, for $3,190, and Route 3 for $1,426.58. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Director of Water and Wastewater Department, Finance Manager, and Stephen E. Fuller Excavating Incorporated.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion?
Yes, whenever I see the words change order, I get a little antsy, wondering why things had to be changed and why the amount of the project had to be increased. So I sat down with Scott Stoddard this morning and I asked him why these changes were necessary. Basically, 2 out of the 3 were just, they were items that were not able to be determined until construction had started. The service upgrade, that was determined as work progressed and the size of pumps and electrical equipment was installed. The vault size could not have been known until, again, the equipment was completely in place. The only thing that possibly you could wag your finger a little bit at was the concrete being coated, and he said that may or may not have been an engineering failure. So with that, I think that we should get word out to LaVerde that that's $1,000 that we'd like to talk to them about. Again, anytime your engineering company drops the ball, the taxpayer shouldn't have to pick it up. So I think it's worth talking to them about. And the other things, it's just fault of the job. So I just wanted to say that change orders bother me, so I did some investigating.
Thank you. Anyone else? Roll call.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 278, water supply agreement for Macy Lane Water District Amendment.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Consolidated Water District continues to have a surplus of treated water, with a probably of size surplus being available for foreseen future, and the town of Plattsburgh Consolidated Water District currently provides treated water and operational services to the town of Schuyler Falls and the Woods Mills, Morrisonville Water District. Whereas the town of Plattsburgh and Schuyler Falls have cooperated in the provisions of water system operation and other water districts within the town of Schuyler Falls. Whereas Resolution 13-90 was passed to provide water supply agreement to Macy Lane Water District, but it was not executed. and now needs to be updated due to the change of councilors in both municipalities. Whereas it is in the best interest of the parties to sell treated water to the town of Schuyler Falls, acting for the Macy Water District pursuant to the terms and provisions of the attached agreement. Now therefore be resolved that in the consideration of the mutual conveyance of terms set forth in the attached agreement, the town board has authorized and approve the execution of said agreement, with copies to be given to each municipality and also to the finance manager, water and wastewater director of the town of Plattsburgh.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cass.
Yes.
Gerard Renadin.
Yes.
Bernie Glass.
Yes, resolution carries. I've got 3 originals here. I would ask before you leave this evening, with a spot for each council to sign, I'd ask you to please make sure and do that. I'll keep that one aside. Be right up front. Resolution 279, the demolition of property at 310 Stafford Road, award to Optech.
Whereas the town board has received a written unsafe building report from Stephen Langhoff, code enforcement officer, concerning property at 310 Stafford Road. Whereas a bid was issued for demolition of property at 310 Stafford Road, and work was started, but compliance issued a forced stop work order. And whereas Steve Langhoff, and code enforcement officer, has obtained formal written quotes and have been reviewed for the demolition of said property that complies with all federal and state laws concerning public safety. Therefore be resolved that after full review of the bids and proposals to demolition of the abandoned property, the town awards the project to Optech, 63 Trade Road, Messina, New York, 13662.
Appears they're also Wilson and
Yeah.
Wilson, Vermont.
Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere.
This is the updated.
Oh. I'm looking at
There's an updated one.
Okay, which, I was looking for something else, what was doing that, what are we missing?
He needs the updated resolution.
I just
for-
gave it to him.
Okay. Because the
Okay.
first resolved changes.
Resolved that after full review of all quotes to demolish the abandoned property, the town awards the project to Optech of 63 Trade Road, Messina, New York, 13662, for the amount of $26,650 as the total price as noted by the bid. And it be further resolved, the supervisor hereby authorized to sign any and all related documents relative to the award of such contract, subject to the review and approval by the town attorney and the town insurance provider. And further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and code officer.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion?
I just have 2 questions. Can I assume this is a low bidder?
I was looking for, when there was a question there, the letter from Steve, and I didn't find it. I think that's a good assumption, but I can't verify that.
Okay. I guess the other thing, and not to put anybody in the spot, because I don't know, and I thought, do we know what the assessed valuation of the property is?
I don't have that with
Okay.
me. I mean, we've got that number, but I don't have it.
This will go on the taxes?
Correct.
Goes on to taxes.
What's the assessed valuation? 10,000?
I'm pretty sure it's more than that, but
It'll be, all that will be there will be, I mean, all that it will be is, it's lot. The property that, I mean, the real property that was on it
Will be gone.
is burned and will have been removed.
the,
So I don't believe it, you know, it.
Unless it's a big
It could be
parcel.
that it may not, it may not sell for, you know, what's been, put into it, because we have other expenses besides this.
Right.
But this is an example of the state, creating their own, conundrum. They have a situation where, you know, piece of property is considered to be hazard, and nobody, you know, they say they can't enter it to inspect it, and therefore, the building is declared to be an asbestos site. There may not be any asbestos in that debris, but it's treated that way.
The town will be made whole, whether the county will be able to sell the property in a timely manner and recover all their costs, we don't know.
Yeah.
It is, I believe it's a fairly good-sized lot, and it's in a developed community.
But
I
the
think it has
state,
desire.
but again, the state creates a set of laws that imposes this on a
Extra costs.
municipality.
Yep.
And the municipality, in many instances, I mean, the county is the ultimate scapegoat on this thing.
That is correct.
What's the assessment value on this property?
We don't know. Marty's saying it's one lot, it's already been
It'll
pretty.
be a lot, so they'll have to be, I don't know, a lot of stuff for up there.
All it'll be is a lot, it hasn't been reassessed.
Well, it'll be an improved lot
It's not a big
because-
lot yet, I mean, there's building on the property.
yeah.
It'll be an improved lot because it will have utilities. There'll be water there, I don't know if there's public
Yeah.
sewer in that area. Electricity will already have been, run to the
Yeah.
house. I don't know if it's buried or not. I think that area is underground utilities. So it does have value.
It burned before the tax roll was closed this year, before the assessment roll was closed.
I don't know anything about the assessment on it, but what will be left is a lot. We'll get
Yeah,
that from
we
Ryan.
got it.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mark Minnick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman,
Yes.
Gerard Renzo,
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 280, the demolition of property at 310 Stafford Road, award to KAS.
Whereas the town board has received a written unsafe building report from Stephen Imhoff, code enforcement official, concerning the property at 310 Stafford Road. Whereas a bid was issued for demolition of the property at 310 Stafford Road, and work was started, but compliance issued for a stop work order. Whereas Mr. Imhoff, code enforcement officer, has obtained formal written quotes and have been reviewed for demolition of said property that complies with all federal and state laws concerning public safety. Now therefore be resolved, after review of all quotes to demolition of the property, the town awards the project to KAS Incorporated, 368 Avenue D, Suite 16, Post Office Box 786, Williston, Vermont 05495, for the amount not to exceed $4,385 as total price as noted by the bid. And to be further resolved, the supervisor hereby authorized to sign all related documents relative to the award of such contract, subject to review and approval by the town attorney and the town insurance provider. And be further resolved that a copy of this resolution can be given to the finance manager and code officer.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix. And this one, based on Mr. Imhoff's letter, is the low bid as well. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mark Mannix?
Yes.
Michael
Yes.
Cassel? Gerard Renadette?
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. I believe that's all that I had in my packet as items. I'm going to start the agreement, the Macy Lane agreement over with Mr. Renadette. If you would sign it, please. I've got tabs in 3 areas. I believe that's all we have. And we'll work that through. We sign on the top half. With that said, while that's going on, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, and a second on that.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Mark Mannix?
Yes.
Michael Cassel?
Yes.
Gerard Renadette?
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, we'll stand adjourned at 7:33. I remind all of you that Deborah is out this week. Mercy on to me.
Can I ask you about the production of that company? It seems like there's been creation of a problem because it stays
That's not
having
my
some issues. It might not be.
No, what happened is the property burned.